And here we go for a very interesting topic about jobs of the future, the impact of the fourth industrial revolution on employment, with Ghada Amer, Vice Dean for Postgraduate Studies and Research in the College of Engineering at Benha University and the Vice President of the Arab Science and Technology Foundation. The webinar will take us in a 1 hour. Last 10 minutes will be for Q&A, so please write your questions in the chat section. Ghada, please go on.
Okay, hello everybody. I hope you are ready for the coming, inshallah, seminar. And it's not a lecture, it's something like we are opening your mind and opening your eyes for the coming future and what will be benefit for you and how you can allocate yourself for the new jobs that will coming soon. I am Ghada Amer. Okay, just a minute. Sorry. Okay. So our presentation is talking about jobs of the future, the impact of fourth industrial revolution on employment. Introduction, as you see now, as you may also understand that we are facing a huge challenges and a huge opportunities also, and the scope and degree and complexity of and how technological revolution will affect our behavior and our way in life will be conflicted to any and everything humanity has been experienced before. We are interact with the technology, we are living in technology, and now we are going to embed it or implement technology inside our bodies. So we are facing new things that we never think about, even we never dreamed about. Everyone, if you in the past mentioned to the people that we will use technology like mobile phone or conference call or hologram or anything of these, he will mention this science fiction. This is not true. But now we live the future and we use all these tools. And of course, these tools will affect our progress because the first industrial revolution and the progress in the diffusion of embedded technology will go exponentially. It's not going like step by step. No, it's going very fast, very exponential, and this will impact in even the improvement of the coming technology and the social and the economic impact. Because of this fourth industrial revolution, there is enormous and huge new opportunities will be generated. Most people are afraid from fourth industrial revolution. They mentioned we are facing problem because we will lost our job. Yes, many of our jobs will be lost or be disappeared as any industrial revolution. But in the other side, you will gain a new technology and a new job positions. According to World Bank, they mentioned that about 70 million jobs will be disappeared. But in the other side, 140 million jobs will be created because we have new technologies like, for example, augmented reality, additive manufacturing, as you see in the slide, cloud computing, cybersecurity, simulation, big data, system integration, multi-agent system, autonomous robotics, artificial. All of these tools need who will be product this one, need the people who will make the maintenance, need people for managing. Still, we need people. Yani, there is a lot of skills and a lot of things that the AI or computer cannot do it. We still need human. So our opportunities not to resist the coming change because we cannot face it. It's a big wave. But the good thing that we can use this technology and improve our skills and to adapt ourselves in this technology, and we will gain a lot. And to do this and to be prepared for the coming revolution or the revolution that we already live in, because the fourth industrial revolution is not some science fiction. We already live and use the tools of fourth industrial revolution. To do this, we have to shift requires and combining technology innovation with social innovation in or under umbrella of sustainability, because the challenges will coming to all world, like shortage of water, shortage of food, the problem of power, many problems. we need something to think different and to collect or combine technological innovation with social innovation under umbrella of sustainability. If we do this as a country or as a person, I believe we'll gain a lot because we will own our know-how. And if you work in some jobs related to something like that, every day you will find yourself invented or make innovation in something new. So I believe it's a good opportunity for us, and it's something good that we work in a new environment with aspirations. Also, the fourth is the industrial revolution. As I mentioned, it will fulfilling pupils' potential and aspiration, because here the job will be completely different than the past jobs. The jobs is depend on the routine and systematic. Most of them don't have the innovative. You cannot add anything because the system is as it is. But in the fourth industrial revolution jobs, it will depend on you how you create, how you can every day present something new, and the tools will help you to be to have the mentality of innovative innovations, how you can create new things, because everything is change daily. In this presentation, jobs of the future, we will talk about what is the fourth industrial revolution, because before I start to talk to you about the new jobs, I have to mention to you what is the fourth industrial revolution, why we are caring about this, what is tools. As I mentioned now, what is it tools, and what also the characteristic and the tool of and the characteristic of fourth industrial revolution. If you understand it well, you understand the new professions that will come, and you understand the new skills that people will need in the future. So these two items is very important to build our vision on how the work of the future will be. Also, I will review the shift in focus of employment to emerging professions of the future, and what skills will be required by these professions. So this is our presentation for today. Introduction by fourth industrial revolution, the tools, characteristics, focus on the market, and the skills that we need. Okay, before I start with the fourth industrial revolution, I have to mention you what the industrial revolution mean, not the fourth, but generally the industrial revolution mean. The industrial revolution mean when there is a major change in economy and industry, in the way we buy, sell, and work. And if there is a major change in transportation, the way we travel, and a major change in the society, social structure, the way we live, using new technology, you are industrial revolution. So the industrial revolution is major change in industry, economy, transportation, society, and the technology that we will use for all of these. If you face these items within every age, you are going for the other industrial revolution. As you see in this paragraph or this graph, the first industrial revolution is a start with inventing steam power, and it based on introductions of mechanical products. They start with mechanical products, steam engines, and this make losses for many of jobs, but gain too much jobs. And this was century of the steam. Then it come after that, the second industrial revolution. By the way, the complexity of the first industrial revolution is not complicated. It's easy, simple, anyone can use it, no complicated issues. The second industrial revolution is depend on the inventions of electricity and also the mass production, because electricity make the factories working with the mass productions. And also many people lose their jobs, but it creates a new jobs. So it's normal thing that you gain and lose every industrial revolution because they use new tools, new technology. The third, and also the complexity started to be increased. It started to be complicated, more complicated than the first industrial revolution. The third one is depend on the invention of electronics, semiconductors. There is a semi-automation system, and they in this age, it was invention of first programmable logic controller, PLC. And the PLC, it's make it easy for many industry to work properly, many people to do a huge job in small time. And of course, the complexity is increased because we start using new technology, new electronic circuit chips, IC. So we're going for the more complexity. In the fourth industrial revolution, we start with a cyber physical system, and there's an interaction between human, machines, and physical, biological. So there's interaction with all of these. For example, in the first industrial revolution, we deal with the machine in front of us on off. In the second, we start dealing with the machine on-off, and we give some order by conventional system. And third industrial revolution, we interact with the machines by giving order, by keyboards, by mouse. So we interact with the machines. But in the fourth industrial revolution, we will be embedded. The technology will be embedded in our body. We can communicate by our eyes. We can send signal, as you mentioned, as you hear now about Neuralink. So there is an interjections between different technology. And of course, it's become very complicated now. Very complicated in design, but for the user, it will be very, very easy. So what's happening? Different technology in the fourth industrial revolution are coming together. As you see, all of them coming together. There is a junction between them. There intersection between physical, digital, biological environment. All of them are intersect, communicate with each other. So this affects social and economic sectors, as we mentioned. So we have revolution because by the tools of fourth industrial revolution, the way we work will change, the way we buy and sell will change, the way we travel, the way we live. So it makes revolution in all our life and in all levels. What's happening is already, as I mentioned to you in the introduction, the fourth industrial revolution is science fiction, or we live it. We already live in fourth industrial revolution because we have new products and new service now. Yani the fourth industrial revolution offer for us new product and new service that we never dreamed with. Like, for example, delivery packages with drone. In the past, we used delivery by car, by bicycle, but now we use drone, and the drone taking the packages and send it whatever you want, follow up this one, and also you can send signal. So there is a new way that we never dreamed with. Also, it will increase the efficiency, working better and faster by Internet of Things, for example, by using frenetic and send money by mobile phone, using a mobile application to control our office and to deal with our staff, manage all the progress in the factory. So you can make it easy and efficiency by using the technology of fourth industrial revolution. The important thing, it will make it for a better life for us, like telemedicine, like inspection, like crisis predictions. It can also predict what will happen if you facing crisis in the future. It can managing crisis, so it will be for better life. And people mention in this age or this era of fourth industrial revolutions, we have artificial intelligence, we have a new energies coming, and the genome scientists or genome systems will help us to live more and to live in healthy way. And this is also by fourth industrial revolution tools. Also, what's happening, we can buy goods online. In the past, we have to go for malls or for a market to buy whatever we want. No, we can buy it now, select, choose whatever we want, change the color. Also, we can fit it and see it in ourselves, put it our style and see how what we buy will fit us or not. So it gives you a multi options and make it easy for you to buy goods online. Paying bills online. During the quarantine, we sit at home and pay bills and buy whatever we want, make shopping, communicate. So it makes it easy for us. Also, learning online by education, listen to music, watching a film, play an online game, and you can play with whoever and where he is. Yani even if he is far away from you with 100 kilometers, no problem. You can deal with him, communicate, see him as he live with you. So it make it easy and make it the life for people is better. And also this is for the people in 1960 science fiction. The people mentioned this is science fiction, this is not true in the past. So we are living the future now. What are the tools of the fourth industrial revolution? And is this tools being developed or it's a new on the market? What do you suggest? It is developed or a new on the market? It's a new in the market because in 1960 it started artificial intelligence, but not as we see now. So it's not improved. It's coming new to the market with the way that we see now. Robotics, it's something new completely. The drone technology, self-driving cars, virtual reality, 3D printing, Internet of Things, quantum computing, metadata analysis, digital currencies, and the blockchain, bioengineering. All of these are the tools of fourth industrial revolution. This is the tools that change everything in our life. And because of the fourth industrial revolution is built on the third industrial revolution and the ICT sector. The ICT sector, or information and communication technology, is still with us in the fourth industrial revolution. Yani we start the fourth, the information and communication technology in third revolution, but in the fourth it's continue to be developed in the way that can interact with the physical and biological items that are in fourth industrial revolution. For example, if you see the web here, hypermedia, we enter linked documents as Yahoo, AOL, Netscape, and this was the World Wide Web. Then, and also in the third industrial revolution, we have Web 1, multimedia, interlinked media like Google, eBay, Amazon, and this by Java, UML, XML. And here, the critical point between the third industrial revolution, I don't know if you see the bin, this one. This is the critical point between the third industrial revolution and the fourth industrial revolution. This one, the critical point. The Web 2, social media, number 1, interlinked people like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and this web service. But starting from Web 3, we're going for fourth industrial revolution, social media, number 2, interlinked enterprises, like app technologies, web AB, cyber physical media interact system, and this we're going for Internet of Things, Internet of Storage, Internet of Places, Internet of Physical issues. So we have a bulk of intersection or the sensor that calling each other using the protocol of the Internet. The fourth industrial revolution characteristic, if we need to know the characteristic, the first of its characteristic that it will impact everything. It sure will impact everything, economic, culture, social, end list of disruption. This will be huge disruption in our daily life. The way now with time, the paper currency will be disappeared. The way that we deal with our culture will be completely different. The social connections will be different. So it impacts everything around us. Also, it will affect the labor. And this is what all people are talking about. McKinsey in US in 2018 mentioned that about 45% to 58% can be automated now. Most of jobs can be replaced now. And China is going for this very fast. But in the other side, that it gives skills and train people to find the new job by new skills that fourth industrial revolution is needed. Also from the characteristic of fourth industrial revolution, the cybersecurity risks that because we are dealing with the internet and now with the 5th generation internet, you are facing cybersecurity issues. So you need the people who work in this sector, cybersecurity and cyber system defense. Geopolitical, it will affect the geopolitical, the border of each country will not only the physical one. It's depend on how much it can penetrate another country. How can it affect by new technologies of fourth industrial revolutions can go far from other countries. As you see, the global reaction to the US presidential process, how they deal or how they manipulate the presidential process, populist movement, the Zika and the coronavirus concerns, terrorist acts, because terrorism or terrorists can use technology to do their operation easily, and on the other side, people or government or even who is defense from terrorists can use technology to reduce the effect of terrorists. So you have the two sides of technology and how you can use it. If you leave it to people use it without make it in the right manner, you may face challenges or facing problems. Economic inequality, so all of these geopolitical will be dependent on the fourth industrial revolution's items. Also, if you deal with the fourth industrial revolution characteristic, you will win. You will gain a lot because you have flexibility, mobility, adaptability in education, labor, infrastructure, legal IP, because every day, because use technology, use fourth industrial tools, you can have a lot of innovation. bulk of innovation. They mentioned the coming era, you have innovation daily in your work, because you're dealing with a new thing that you can use it everywhere. You think different. You can also make simulation. If I'm a researcher, for example, in engineering college, I can do all the simulations for the machine and adapt it by virtual reality, augmented reality, try it, also test it, connected with the machine interface to the computer. So I have the tools that make me easy to do the lab in my home. Also, the physical human world, it will, the characteristic is physical human world, like autonomous tech. Now autonomous tech everywhere, like DARPA car, Google car, Tesla, Toyota, all of them, they are making autonomous technology in cars or in drone technology or in airplane. You can use autonomous technology. Also, 3D printing. 3D printing will make it easy for us to do whatever we want, like what happened during coronavirus in China. They built hospital by 3D printing in 2 hours, only 2 hours. They make a room 10 meter on 10 meter, and this is was 2 hours because they have 3D printing, put the material of concrete, and it will build it for you. Also, you can use 3D printing and printing circuit boards, cells, organs, medical implants, industrial parts. And now we are going for 4D printing, which is responsible for environmental by using some materials. You print the item that you need to print, and also added some feature that it responds to the environment. Also, advanced robotics like Ocean One, Jaja, Atlas, and Boston Dynamics. And I put for you some numbers. Why I put these numbers? To understand how much people invest in advanced robotics, which means that the market will be very huge, and which means also that there is a lot of opportunity for you to work there, even if your background is not technology or engineering. You can learn, it's easy, it's not difficult. Korea pay about 4.5% of its GDP in R&D of advanced robotics. Also, the artificial intelligence, according to the global economy, they mentioned it will contribute to the global economy by 2030 with about $15.7 trillion, which is a huge number. Also, new materials. Now, there is the technology have new materials like embedded electronic e-scan, self-repairing, lotus leaf-inspired nanotech, shared memory polymers, nanomaterials like quantum dot tech, or new batteries. You have all of these new materials can embedded in your skin, can make rehabilitations, can communicate. So you can use your mobile phone by embedded the SIM card in your skin. So we are facing new things that we never dreamed with, as I mentioned before. Biological, now genetic analysis. They can use fourth industrial revolution's tools to make completely analysis for the genetics. Also, scientific human genome cells that can detect and edit also the genome and see where's the defect or something wrong in the gene, and they can adapt it and make it right. But people afraid from this technology, they mention it may do something not ethics to the human. Also, there is in the biological CRISPR-Cas9. This one make design for implements animal-human genome editing tool. It's editing human genome. And this also have two sides, positive and negative, but it's important for some diseases like cancer. You can treat the cancer by these CRISPR techniques. DARPA, which is Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, make brain implement. And as you see in the last month, they mentioned that there is a technique called Neuralink, which will embed a small chip in our brain, so it can increase our intelligence, or we can control the computer or the things around us by our brain signals. And they tried in mice. So we are going for a new way. Also, there is brain interfaces project, mind control of objects, EU brain project, US brain initiative. Also, they make initiative to understand the subconscious mind understanding. So he can make it completely different human. So we are facing something new if we don't have the know-how, if we cannot deal with them, if you only accept to be users, we will face huge challenges. From the digital sides, we now will see the Internet of Things, and most of us use it in home, in car, in whatever, because sensor everywhere, you can communicate with everything. Also, the smart sensors, and this will be invested trillion by 2025. Smart devices, and we use also sharing car economy, sharing caring economy, which new disruptive business model like Uber, Airbnb, Alibaba, Facebook, Amazon, Mechanical Turk, all of these are sharing caring economy, something not happening in the past. We never thought that one time that we will use taxi and or anyone can rent his room in his house for international company or hotel company. So as you know, Uber is big taxi company and didn't have any taxi. Airbnb is the biggest hotel arranging company, and they don't own any even room. It's just a platform. Alibaba is the most huge market for retails, but he didn't have any product. Facebook is the biggest advertising agency, and they don't have any product. So as you see, we have complete sharing caring economy, complete different than the past. Also in the digital, we have the technique of blockchain, which means sharing distributed ledger for all kinds of transitions, and the registrations complete in seconds and not days. Now, if I need to get grant from the bank, they have to see what's my salary, what's my credit. I need to give them accreditation from my work, give them some letters to accept to give me any fund. Also, if I need to open bank account, if I face problem, they need this and this, and if I not have the good position, they will not open to be the bank account. But now with the blockchain and chain and the financial inclusion, by using the internet with technology, digital technology, I can, with my good reputation in the internet, and by using blockchain, they can give me the money within a second because they have all data, they have all things about me. The digital assistants and chatbots, and also if you deal with any any program or any website, sometimes you found from side someone called, "Hi, do you need anything?" And this is the artificial intelligence chatbots that can communicate with the people and make it easy and answer the question instantaneously. And the new generation need this. The new generation need everything fast, need someone to reply to them, even in the morning or the evening, whatever the time. So they will not accept you. They mentioned in your business, "I'm closing." No, you have always to be very fast response. Augmented reality and virtual reality like Magic Leap, HoloLens, and all of these will facilitate a lot of huge things. You can test, try, sense, and live the experience by this. You can go in deep of the oceans, and you can travel. You can go for space and see this, and this will help us for imagination and help the new generation to live the experience, so he can be try to get a new innovation for this, because he will live the adventure. Most of the international schools now, they're using for science or for experimental issue, they use augmented reality and virtual reality to let people see how it's, for example, the appearance inside the cell, or how if he travel to Mars, what will he see. So it gave him the imagination that we never dreamed with. Yani whatever you mention in books, it will not be enough as you live the experience. And this, as I mentioned to you, in Fourth Industrial Revolution, will give you the main tools to be innovator, to be someone who can invent a lot of things, because tools around you, you can use it easily. You don't need a huge labs. It impact also in national and global, because this characteristic, it may affect our culture, may affect our nationality, because it will be like globalizations. But many of Arab countries or developing countries now are going to make some tools with the local market, so it can save its nationality, its identity, so not to lose it according to this technology. In the government, in country regions, it is international security, It will affect, of course, national security, and all of these tools can be used in the military or defense sectors also. Society, inequality, it will be affect the community, the individual, it affect the identity, the morality, ethics, because everything now is available. You can do whatever you want. So also these challenges will face the community, will face the person, and we have to understand anything that we use it have positive and negative side. So you can use it positive well and reduce the effect of negative by understand the right way of using it. Human connections. Okay, this is a plus and minus, and this is some example. There is a huge plus and a huge minus, but I gave you a small brief about the advantage and the risk of fourth industrial revolutions. The advantage that you have connections, that you have high efficiency, improve our lives and save our lives, new opportunities. You have a huge opportunities. Don't listen to the people who mentioned that we will lose all jobs, that artificial intelligence will replace everything. It will replace the systematics and the easy jobs, or the hard job but systematic. But the creativity, critical thinking, negotiations, they cannot be replaced by the artificial intelligence till now. Maybe in the future, I don't know. But now, till now, we still need this. The negative side of artificial intelligence is inability to change that we faces, people not ready and skilled. So because of this, it will make like disorder in the community, because most of the people don't like to change. They don't like to learn. They feel it's very difficult. I use technology. No, it's very difficult. I don't want it. I don't like it. But you have to use it. It's easy. It's not problem. Not able to capture benefits. They didn't understand that the benefits for this in IT now as events are making lecture to make it easy for people to understand. It's not far from us, that it's very easy. You can know it and try it. Inequality may grow because maybe people who have the fast internet, fast technology will be move fast, and the other one will be delay behind, and he will lose too much. The fourth industrial revolution and the future society. What the tipping points expected to occur by 2025, according to the source of deep shift technology tipping points and societal impacts. In 2015, they mentioned that about 10% of people wearing clothes and reading glasses connected to the internet. And this is in the past big number. Now we increase than this. 1 trillion sensor connected to internet. 1 trillion. The first robotic pharmacist in the US. Now it's already been there. The lawyer, pharmacist, doctor, surgical, they have robotics now. The first 3D printing car in production. The first transplant of 3D printing liver. They make the soft tissue or the soft organ in the human body by using 3D printing and the new materials and the new technology. And this is very good because it will give us the opportunity to live in good health and live long. Also, they will treat the aging that we will facing. So this is good thing also for fourth industrial revolutions. Driveless cars, 90% of population using smartphones, globally more trips, journey, first city. You have a lot of options and tipping points that expected to have in 2025. Changing of future society due to technology progress. What will happen for the future society? What will happen in the future society if we go for characteristic of technological progress the coming, and this according to Ministry of Science, ICT, and the Future Planning in US in 2017. They mentioned there is infinite increase in data, and data is a power, information is a power. And if you have the tool to make data mining, data reading, you can gain a lot because you can make the right decision. You can make good marketing because you understand the situation. You can build your infrastructure according to these data. So you have enormous advantages. Also, they mentioned according to characteristic of technological progress, the exclusive of growth of networks, that will be huge networks, infinite expansion of computing power. Artificial intelligence will be increased in the coming days. And this, according to this characteristic in technological progress, it will happen increasing in value of data. And this will collapse of traditional border. يعني it may be the biological, the physical border will be with time. They expect this. It will not be important because people were connected. The border will be removed. Machine ability, and we will face rule change. Need to change in the human rule. Also, you will need to change human rule in life. You have to understand the new concept of you in living, how you will live, how you will deal with this technology. The change of future society will be rule change between human and machine, that the interface, it may be embedded in your system, combination of real world and virtual world, evaluation of emotional computing technology, they will increase this one, converse through the smart technology. And this some tipping technology that they make a chart until 2027, according to the technology that will be finished and or will be in the market. For example, they mentioned 2018 storage for all. It will be technology that everyone can use it, easy, not expensive, not complicated. Everyone can use it. 2021, they mentioned robot and the services, and we start using robot in many of our items. 2022, the Internet of Things and everything, wearable internet. If you see the chart, this is the technology or the tools that will be embedded or already finished in this period. Finished from research. Fourth industrial revolution is skills development. How we see the profession that we need. In the past, unemployment is a big challenge for most of our countries. Why? Because we are facing mismatch between youth skills and employer needs. For example, in Egypt, we have a lot of opportunity and a lot of jobs. And also on the other side, we have tremendous unemployment people. Why? Because the skills of these people not match the needs of the market. The market need who have specific skills. And unfortunately, in the past, universities not give these skills for the people who go for market. So the gap is still wide. And also, if we don't take care about this in the fourth industrial revolution, the problem will be disasters because we are facing already a new challenges. Also, the other thing that the fourth industrial revolution will change the skill content for many jobs. For example, if you deal with something in business, in driven task like accounting, you must take care because AI can be replaced your job. Anything will be systematic, will be according to steps. AI can be replace this job. So also the challenges will face our area or our region, that the artificial or the fourth industrial revolution tools may change many of the skills that we are gained in the past. And I mentioned to everyone, even whatever your age is 12 or 70, 80, no problem. You can learn the technology that keep you working because the work make you living. I don't believe that there is an age and you have to stop. No, please work. And also with the fourth industrial revolution tools, you can work from home. You can learn anything easily. You don't need to go for a school as a past or for the college. You can learn by always the open source of technology. You can learn it easy also. The shifting happened according to World Economic Forum into 2018. They mentioned the future of the job reports, and they mentioned that the fourth industrial revolution may lead to create about 133 million new jobs, and this is a huge number. And if you see, it will be also on the other side instantaneous replacement of 75 million jobs over the world between the period 2018 and the 2022. So, which means, yes, we will lose job, but we will gain a lot. But we will gain a new jobs, need new skills. And this presentation will explain to you some skills and some profession that will need it for the future. Also, according to this point, the same report, they mentioned the emerging profession will provide a significant increase of 51% to 2.4 million opportunities by 2022. And why this? Because you have revolution in technology, and these 12 technologies that need people who work in in maintenance, in programming, in contents, in marketing, in a lot of things like space technologies, virtual reality, as we mentioned, neuron technology, next computing technology, Internet of Things, geoengineering, 3D printing, advanced materials. This is according to the report of World Bank. Artificial intelligence, robotic, biotechnology, energy capture and storage transmission, blockchain, and distributed ledger. So all of these will need a huge number of people to work in. This report also mentioned that the coming care economy professional cluster, it be most important category or most important profession that will be needed in the future. And they will explain to you in the next slide what are the care economy professional. Followed by sales. Yani we still need people who work in sales, but the sales and marketing and content, also the data and AI. But I'm talking here about sales and marketing completely different than in the past. This is the sales is depend on technology, marketing depend on the technology, depend on the tools of fourth industrial revolution. So okay, we need sales, but we need people who have a new mind of using the new technology. So as I mentioned to you, what the care economy? Care economy mean it found to be a variety of setting and across formal and informal economies to take care about, for example, child, elderly, women, the people who need care. And this will be increased in the coming because the technology will facilitate it for women to go out and by genetics and by good medicine and treatment, telemedicine, people to live more, so we need someone to take care of them. So the care economy will be the most profession that we need people to work in. Okay, the professions cluster that display the highest growth rate. Now we speak about the most needed, but what are the professions that with highest growth rates? They mentioned the most profession with the highest growth rates is data and artificial intelligence, green economy, and engineering and cloud computing professionals. And the annual growth rate for example, for data and AI is about 41%, for green economy 35%, for cloud computing is 34%, and this is a huge number. And this highest growth rate, yani if you need to go for something moving fast, gaining too much, you have to go for these professions. I will explain to you also what the green economy now. The green economy means that you use something regarding to the environmental with something with the technology and make social inclusions in these two items. You get sustainable development and the green economy. So the green economy is one of that promotes economic growth, environmental stability, and social inclusion. The three of these items with each other will give you green economy, and the people is transformed to be going for the green economy. So in the past, they mentioned the terminology for green economy or profession, green economy professionals limited to climate change, reduction of carbon dioxide emissions, short-term solution to current crisis. They make it in this, but with the improvement of technology, they mentioned, okay, we'll make it more wide. So they include greening of entire economy, long-term objective of sustainable development, and promotion of social justice and decent work. Then with the AI and with the space technology, they include border dimension of energy and the resource efficiency, poverty reductions, social equity, and human well-being. So the green economy is, with the last definition, is the wide one. The absolute number of opportunities in the green economy jobs and the care economy jobs are most likely to change according to the unpredictable shift in government legislation and business practice, because each government now have to change to green economy. So this means that this government need people who work in this sector, this profession. They have to deal with the clean transportation, a more efficient, cleaner energy productions, better water and usage management, greener building, clean and efficient waste management, involve land usage. So you have a huge opportunity for you as a person to find and allocate yourself in one of these, because all government in any developing country will going for the green economy. As you see here, new government regulations or investment programs in the green economy, such as a wholesale update of the utilities infrastructure for renewable energy, may have dramatic impact on the absolute number of green economy rules. So this is for us a great opportunity and easy, and you can use, be as a technician, be as designer, be as whatever you see yourself in, you can go and study this and you will learn or gain good job. In addition, there is a various social and demographic trends may have an impact on the overall outlook for care economy rules. As I mentioned to you, care economy depend on take care about the people who need to be cared, like women now, because the fourth industrial revolution will go for work, it open it for them widely, and this demand for care economy for them to take care about their child, to communicate with their child, and to follow up their child if they are far from them. Also, changing demographic structure might expand the demand of elderly care, because people will travel everywhere. Also, they have jobs, different jobs, different area. They can, so the people around them and the elder will need someone to take care of them. So you can use fourth industrial technology. Also, you can use people who have this passion. Changing socio-culture norms. The people now might expand demand for leisure and activity workers. So the job of gamification, design game, it will increase because people love to use leisure activity on the internet. So if you can find yourself in gamification, it will help you to allocate yourself in good positions. You can work from home, work with a very good salary in the future. Also, care economy professional clusters include some of most in-demand roles in the world, including medical assistants. Still, we need people, physical medical assistants. Even some people mentioned that we can use robotics. No, we still need physical people, human people to be medical assistants. We need personal aides and fitness instructor. We still need this because they have the emotion, they have the feeling that can help the doctor, if the doctor are robotics or not. But personal with aids and fitness, we will still need it. Green economy professional cluster also includes some fast-growing profession, in particular like solar energy installers. Yani if you are a technician, you like to work with your hand, and for this, the technician school in advanced country or the most advanced country are the most important person, because technician with the highest also, by the way, salaries, because they use everywhere the people need them. They are very fitting the fourth industrial revolution needs. So the solar energy installers, also the methane gas generation technician, they are very important. Green marketers. Green marketers refers to the practice of developing and advertising products based on their real and perceived environmental sustainability. If you can work with the green items, green issues, you can go for also fourth industrial revolutions jobs. In data science and AI clusters, we will need rule of artificial intelligence. We have already AI, but we need people like artificial intelligence specialists who will make programming, maintenance, fixing the robot that we are using. Also, we need data scientists. This is very important professions, and it's formed the third largest opportunities among the set of growing professions. If you can to be one of these peoples, like data scientist, data analyst, data engineering, data steward, you will find the great job with a huge also amount. So this is the new jobs that we are need. Also, sales, marketing, and content. We still need people who will work in sales and marketing and writing content. But this critical opportunities, it's different, as I mentioned for you, because we need digital marketing specialists, not normal one. We need content specialists using the technologies, and you can use AI to make your contents professions. customer success specialist using the new technology, all the new technology. This is in sales and marketing content. In engineering and the cloud computing, we will need DevOps engineers, which means IT profession who works with the software developer systems, operators, and admin. We will need also the full stack engineer, and this one is web developer or engineer who work both in the front and the back ends of a web site application. If you can work in a full stack engineer, it will be perfect because we need this. So these professions that we are need, and to have these professions, you have to have some of the coming skills that I will explain it to you now. Yani even if your background, whatever, you can gain these skills, and these skills will allocate you in the profession that we needed in the fourth industrial revolution. According to a report developed by LinkedIn and World Bank, they needed skills like clusters like business skills, like specialized industry skills, like general and soft skills, the tech baseline skills, and tech disruptive skills. By the way, I will explain each one. You don't be afraid or to feel distortions. No, don't worry. I will explain each skills for you. The business skills are the set of skills required to operate or start an enterprise, which mean even if you work in government or in business, not your own business, you have to think with entrepreneur. Yani how to create money, how you can save money, how you can deal it with business, not deal it with systematic. So we need business skills. Whatever, if you teacher or you professors, you need to have this mentality. So this will include how you market your work, how you market your service, how you market what you are doing, how you connect people outside your entity with you, with your entity, how you make project management. If you take any task, how you make the target and the techniques to approve, to achieve this target. So you have to also have the mentality of project management. You have make the budgeting and the business development. And in the past, we are facing a problem. For example, I'm engineering, a professor of engineering. So sometimes when we go for project and mention to the engineers with me in the field, we need to do this. He make the design perfect, but if you see the cost for benefit ratio, it's very high. Yani we don't need all of these. Yes, the design is right, but the budget or the fund you put is very far from what we need. So you have to understand, whatever you are, doctor, you are engineer, you are lawyer, whatever, you have to understand the meaning of budget and business. Don't put yourself only on the scientific or your background. You have to have this skills. Also, specialized industry skills. This is specified to the field of profession in questions such as documentation in cloud computing. You can use documentation and how you can use mobile application, database, hybrid cloud, public cloud, private cloud server to communicate with the cloud computing. Video and editing in marketing. This is coming very well, and also cartoon design using hologram, using the features of editing inside the movie. So if you have this tool and you can learn it easily, you can find good job. Sales and content, how you can use social media, digital sales, messages by using some entertainment advertising, using hologram in the malls, using something that make attractive for people. People will need you. Radio oncology and care economy professional cluster. Radio oncology, the technician who work with radiations and hospitals. They are very important because imaging processing, all of this will be used in the future in the care economy and also in the green economy. General skills and the soft skill clusters. This is the skills that intersection with all professions that everyone is needed. This includes leadership. You have to be have internal leadership. يعني, in the past, I'm employment, I waiting the instructor, I'm waiting what I have to do. Every morning, everyone mentioned to me, you have to do this and this. If no one tell me what I will do, I will not do anything. I'm waiting only the order. And this will not work in the future. You need to be leadership in your position. Whatever your position, you should lead, and every day initiate your work, initiate your tasks. Initiate your task according to the target of the place you work in. Also, communication. You have to be good in communication. Communicate with the people in right manner, in right words. You can communicate with professional, and so this you can practice from the internet how to communicate in profession's way. Negotiation. Every thing in our life, it depends on negotiation. So how you can balance, how you can work in negotiation to always gain a little loss and gain more advantage. Creativity. You have to have creativity in your work. Yani if you work something systematic, how you can added value. People, for example, in the government, saying that you have to pay fine by going there. They make software so you can pay the fine during you are traveling or using your mobile phone. So you create with a small tool. Use any tool from the fourth industrial revolution and create something to benefit your company or your entity. Problem solving. In the fourth industrial revolution, no one will accept employment who always export problems, who always in the morning, we face this, we don't have resources, this person is now dealing with me in the bad way, I send an email, no one reply to me. This will not work in the future. They need people who solve a problem, and any problem they are facing, they put a lot of solution for this problem to overcome it and to go for the next stage. Also, the skill we needed the tech-based line skills, and the tech-based line skills depend on a basic computer literacy, such as ability to use Microsoft productivity suites. So if you cannot deal with all Microsoft tools like PowerPoint, Excel sheet, Word, anything of these, you have to learn it. And also it's easy. You can just within 2 hours understand how to work and do a perfect job. So please try to learn yourself, because in the interview of any company now, they ask for this. Industry-specific application technology, such as if you go for engineering or medical or, for example, for factory, you have to understand the industry and the application in the market in this field. If you can know it, will be perfect, like web design, online marketing, social media, telecommunications, drafting, engineer design software in any branch. If you are engineering, try to use any software that use design in your sector. Medical and clinical software. Tech disruptive skills are those that allow individuals to use and design technology that are set to impact business model and the labor market in significant way. Yani, these disruptive skills will help you to use technology and to make a significant effect in your market. And like Steve Jobs, when he used disruptive skills and predict what the future people will need. Every year he was sending a new message, a new technology, and make everyone is very excited to buy his products, because he understands how he deal with disruptive skills of his employment and himself also. This includes data science, because data, I mentioned to you, is information is a power. Try to collect much data as you can, analysis, make data mining, solve, make knowledge. Also, natural language processing, using the technology of natural language processing, automations, robotics, cloud computing, and cybersecurity. And this is the skills in the care profession and the green profession. As you see, the percentage from the care profession, for example, medical billing and coding, it have about 90% of the positions. In the green, drafting and engineering designs, about 2022 from the green professions. Also, the tech disruptive skills, it's required a professional for AI and for data mining. It's very important, because they make about 45% of the top 30 skills required in the market, the disruptive skills, because it lead the innovation, and in AI sector and data sector, we need innovations. Care professions, like now I mentioned the professions and the skills. I'll summarize what I mentioned now and profession and the skills. For care professions, there is a science of well-being. This is the profession that we need. The skill that you need: kindness, meditations, savoring, happiness, gratitude, and these skills AI or the fourth industrial revolutions tools cannot overcome these skills. Essential in care simulation across the health profession: debriefing, learning simulation, nursing informatics leadership. We need skills in nursing, exercise, mentorship, and leadership. Patient safety, skills in problem solving, design thinking, leadership, patient safety. And by the way, you can take program or can course in design thinking, critical thinking, because it will open your mind how you address any objective or how you can solve any problem you are facing during your work. So if you understand the tools, with the critical thinking and with the innovative way, you can create a new path in your work. Vital signs, understanding what the body is telling us, skills needed in pain management, human error assessment, and reduction technique, pain, vital signs, digital signature. Also in data and AI, deep learning, for example, professions, we need the hyperparameter, deep learning, artificial neural network, TensorFlow, and this is now with people are going for the college. If you can see where is of these in your college, what the profession that you have to go to fulfill the requirement of these professions. And this also the data and AI. For engineering and the cloud computing, this is the professions and the skills: deep learning, machine learning, algorithm part 1, algorithm part 2, functional programming, and all of these, the skills are needed. And I believe they are the most important, that you have to be leadership, have negotiations, have the items that the tools cannot overcome in the future. Green professions, this is the professions and the skills also. The marketing, also this is the profession that needed and the skills. People and cultures, this is the skills. Product development, also this is the profession and skills. So the conclusion that the skills are needed for fourth industrial revolution depend on the workforce readiness, and this is not in your hand. But if you are opening your enterprise or your professions or your SMEs, you have to be ready for using the new technology of fourth industrial revolutions. Now people can work from home. Now people can use virtual reality. Now you can give them the tool to communicate fast by using fifth generations network. So the workforce readiness is very important. Also, we need soft skills as a person, personal attitudes, social skills, communication abilities, support interpersonal relationships, and interaction with others. We need technical skills, knowledge, and capabilities to perform specialized tasks. And also entrepreneurship, and this is very important. Deal with everything around you, even your home, and the mind setting of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneur means that you look to everything, the benefit and the cost. If you need to buy the very advanced mobile, why? The benefit and the cost. Are you going to use every thing in the mobile, or you are just paying money to be showing yourself? The coming era or the coming wave will not accept people who buy things just for fancy or to show the other people that I buy this one. They need people who buy items or create items that help them to create their own job or to create their own stability, to take care of their families. So I believe the fourth industrial revolution is a good opportunity for us to help us to grow like this tree, from the small to be big and to feel comfortable with the good health in the future. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the presentation, and I'm ready for any questions. There's questions. Where are the questions? Hello? Hello?
Dr. Ghada, thanks. Ahmed, you are here?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Amer.
Okay, go on.
So I'm ready for any question.
Dr. Ghada, kindly check the chat section.
Okay, wait just a minute because it's not appear in front of me. Okay, show screen. I don't know why the icon is not appear in front of me. Can you help in this view? Okay, chat. Yes, okay. Okay, the chat sections. Okay. There is no question till now. Well, there is questions now. No one write any question till now. Do anyone have a question? I'm here to answer any question for you.
Okay. Thank you, Ghada, so much. Thank you all for your time today. Please keep following us for more events. Thank you all again.
Thank you and take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.